Day 2, round 4, started with a very nice shortcut win. I say shortcut because it was a miniature win thanks to this G5. A regular Joko piano. He played some quiet moves, which is what allowed me to go for this. And now he goes knight h2, but then g4, all known beforehand because I had analyzed this. And now he made the blunder of taking the second pawn. That's a big mistake because now everything comes in. He can't take because if he takes, bishop takes, he can't play f3 when the queen moves, bishop f3 comes, and if g3, boom, rook takes pawn, thanks to the pin. So he plays bishop e3. Here I took on h2, allowing queen h5, queen f6, and position is still very good. I played knight d4. Takes, and he played c3. And now it's lost. Can he find the win for black? Black to play. Where is the killer finish? Killer move. Rook h8. Queen has only one score, and now queen h6, and he resigned here because mate is unstoppable. I mean, he'll have to give up a queen. So that was just a 17 move game. He played bishop into f7 actually. King takes and then check and king. Here he resigned. So this was a 19 move win, a pretty fast win to make up for yesterday. So I had a good night's sleep before this round and an early fourth round. So great. And now came fifth round. I have a question for you. Right now, there is a free pawn on h5. I had kept this pawn like to take in my leisure time once everything is managed here. Like he was creating problems on f2, on e4, on d3 before I can take peacefully. So now he has played a sort of waiting rook d7, preparing rook d8. I've defended d3 four times. Even without the queen is three times defended, and there's only two attackers. e4 is defended one, two, three, four times. Even if the knight moves away, it's still three times. So everything looks fine to play knight takes pawn. Should I do it? What do you think? You can, of course, pause the video and think about taking the pawn. So my initial instinct was to take the pawn, but then danger bells. Danger bells rang in my mind. The problem with knight takes is, if I do this, he'll play pawn takes. And if I take, boom, and it's game over. Because if I take with the queen or rook, bishop e4 and queen's gone. So that would have been disaster and not what I wanted. So I played pawn takes pawn. Takes, and he takes back. b2 is hanging, so I still can't take. So I played bishop b1, defending b2. He played queen b6. And now is it time to take? Still, I wasn't ready to take because if I take, didn't want this situation. The point being, if I play here, I can come back to e2. Yeah, that's possible. So what about after knight takes directly rook d8? Yeah, here. Here I'll have to take because I can't come back because an h5 hangs. So takes, and now what do I do? If I bring the knight back, he comes in. He comes in, b2 is hanging, so I calculate queen e2. f2 is also under pressure, but then queen c1, and now where do I move the bishop? So this is not ideal, yeah? Queen c2 allows queen f4, h4 hanging. So the queen becomes active. I didn't like this. So I played queen d1. And here he should have gone for queen d7, stopping me from taking the pawn. But he blinked. He played a6. Now free pawn. I came back. He didn't even take the knight. That was a bad decision. Takes, and now it's time to finish off the game. King moves, rook check. He should have gone to f7, in which case there will still be some work to do because rook check, bishop e7, and takes will still work, but that's winning. He played this, which is easier. So now just h5, and it's over. So a fairly easy fifth round. Now came the sixth round. This was a marathon game. I think it went for around 84 moves. So here, after a lot of attempts to try and get the advantage in the end game, I somehow had overpressed and got this position. And when I reached here, this is where I realized I'm in trouble. The pawn is protected and rook is behind and king is active. I have no pass pawn. He's got a pass pawn protected by a rook. So here, it's almost gone. Except there is a way for black to draw. There's only one move here that draws. Everything else loses. Can you find the only move to stay in the game? It's king, rook check, king moves, and then king d3. Surprisingly, the rook has no squares on this file, so it has to go away. And then the king comes to e4. So rook moves, and now king e4. Attacking the pawn, rook takes, and now suddenly attention shifts. He cannot go to h4. The ideal h4 would be lost because of king f3. It's mate, unstoppable mate. He doesn't have a check, thanks to this little guy, and thanks to this little guy. This is mate. So he has to go to h4, h3. He went to h3. Now still king f3. So here you can see it's active enough for black. So I just play rook g5, picking up both the pawns. He gets rid of my pawn. And here only I can try to win this. Yeah, he's under pressure. So he moves the king and now pawn push. He moves the rook, pawn push. Is it winning though? Can't be, right? It can't be winning yet. He played rook check, and here I had to find king h2 to try and stay in the game. Like stay in the game and try and win. I mean, any normal king move would be a draw because his king will become active and that's done. So king h2, it's nice. If I can, I mean, like make this king move away and get the king out, then I win. So I stayed on h1, and here I played h3, pawn push. There is a chance to play h2, but I somehow felt it's not right. It's not the time. So I just played rook c5, preparing rook check, and when king moves, king gets out, and that's winning. So he moves the rook, and this is where I saw a chance. And frankly, I thought I'm winning. Rook g5, threatening check, king moves check, and pick up the rook. And if the rook moves away, then rook check here. King has to move and king g2. So the only move here for white is rook f2. He has to come back. That was it. If he comes back, I have nothing. Because check, king moves, this is not winning. He can just push the pawn. If I take king takes, my king is stuck and he's going to win. So he had to find that, but he played rook a3, and that's winning for me because rook check, king moves, and king moves. Pawn push, rook check, king moves, pawn push. King can't come up because of the skewer. So he went back. That makes it easier. Here I should have just taken the rook. Yeah, takes, and promotes. But somehow I had just seen this as winning, which is good enough. And yeah, here he resigned. So a good second day, I was on 5 out of 6 after 2 days.